Pancake, everyone. There are a lot of things in the world that are hidden from the public eye and classified. Like Area 51 in America. Do you want to find out what other places are on par in terms of security? And what secrets are hidden? Then let's get started. The Mormon Archive. Is Mormonism, religion, and the church hiding something? Perhaps this archive contains all of the secrets of the origin of mankind. Outside of Salt Lake City, Utah, the church built an object located inside a granite mountain. There are genealogical and historical documents, which amount to about 2.4 million rolls of microfilm. Mormons have been collecting this limitless amount of information since 1930 and digitizing it to this day. There are 35 billion images on the most fragile media known to humans. There are about 50 employees working at the archive. The security system consists of multi-ton granite doors, security guards, a lot of video cameras, access codes that only a select few from the church have, as well as heat and motion sensors. The archive is also equipped with a climate control system, so that the documentation stored there is not damaged. If you want to see this place, then virtual tours are held for the most curious. Members of the church argue that they are hidden from people by the fact that they spoil precious exhibits, and even dust from street clothes can do irreparable things with documents. On top of that, the constant movement of curious people does not allow maintaining the desired temperature regime. Gold reserve storage in Fort Knox. Do you want to be the richest person on the planet? Then not only will you have to bypass armed guards, you'll also have to deal with a door that can resist a nuclear explosion. Is all the gold in the world worth the effort? This fort holds the gold reserves of the United States, as well as valuable documents and even an authentic version of the Declaration of Independence. The gold alone amounts to over 5,000 tons. The building is surrounded by 4 fences, 2 of which are under high voltage. Then there are armed guards, as well as surveillance cameras all around the perimeter. The walls are granite and their thickness is supposedly over 4 feet, and the roof is completely resistant to explosions. The main storage is closed by a door weighing 20 tons. To open it, you will need a code. It is divided into parts between authorized personnel, but not a single person in the world knows it completely. If there is an attack, there is a life support system inside the vault, which includes food, water, and a dedicated power plant. The Foggy River. If you thought that this is a UNESCO natural treasure, then you are mistaken. We are dealing with a national security facility. The river is 319 miles long and polluted with waste. There is little that attracts people's eyes, but it flows between 3 countries and is their geopolitical border. Russia, China, and North Korea, whose relations are not the simplest, carefully monitor the protection of this place. It is also divided in a strange way. There are areas where the border of China runs along the river, while the banks belong to the other 2 countries. Some North Koreans, in an attempt to escape from the ruthless authorities, swim across the river or run across it on ice in the winter to get to China. The North Korean authorities are trying to fight this, and every year they are increasingly strengthening protection against refugee escapes. In 2017, citizens were forbidden to approach the river closer than 150 meters. Cheyenne Mountain, another mountain with a bunker. What is the miracle of nature hiding this time? In Colorado, in a rocky area hidden from everyone, there is one of the many nuclear bunkers. Previously, it was the center of the Joint Command of the Aerospace Defense of North America, which was built during the Cold War that began in 1946. The bunker itself is very hollow in the mountain, the entrance to which is protected by doors made of dense granite. Such a system can withstand a nuclear explosion with a force of 30 megatons. Do you want to learn a lot of secrets and constantly better yourself? Then make sure to subscribe to our channel, give this video a like, and of course don't forget about the bell. WikiLeaks bunker. Do you remember the scandals around Julian Assange? Whether its servers still store it, and how many declassifications are still in the cards? For some influential people, Assange and his WikiLeaks are a huge danger today. After the information leak in 2010, their creator moved the servers to a nuclear bomb shelter in Sweden. The bunker is located at a depth of 100 feet underground and is closed by its 1.5-foot steel door, behind which specially designed cameras with their own individual security system are hidden. In case of power outage, backup generators will maintain power for several weeks. Air Force One. Turns out that airplanes can also be the most guarded places. At the moment, a Boeing 747 serves as Air Force One. The aircraft is equipped with systems for countering attacks, as well as any electromagnetic influences. The vessel is also equipped with its own telephone and computer communication systems. Refueling takes place during the flight. Radio electronic installations interfere with enemy radars, while other installations interfere with heat-seeking missiles. In case of a nuclear attack, it can be used as a command center. Only the President of the United States and other persons who he himself invited can travel in that plane. The company Iron Mountain. This episode can already be renamed to What is Hiding in the Mountains. This data center is located in Butler County, near Pittsburgh. In an abandoned limestone mine, the richest and most influential people of mankind hide their wealth. The company promises complete confidentiality, but of the known prospective clients is none other than Bill Gates, who stores approximately 27 million physical images of the Corbis Image Collection. This center serves 2,700 people, there is a separate fire department, and 125 warehouses with long corridors that are cooled by a lake. Also, the object is surrounded by a high-voltage wire fence. Greenbrier Resort. Do you think that hidden tunnels and secret rooms are the inventions of directors of fantasy and detective films? No, there are quite real examples of this in life. The once famous in the 18th century resort, hotel, and legendary golf course Old White has become a haven for diplomats and the government. Since its location was near the White House, the country's leadership often used the underground rooms for their own purposes. Part of the hotel was rented for an emergency settlement center that took 3 years to build. At a depth of 718 feet, rooms were placed that could accommodate 1,100 people. This is the number of people represented by the entire US Congress and support staff. The shelter was equipped with a water tank, cleaning equipment, a dedicated power plant, and even a medical facility. The structure was protected by a door weighing 25 tons, which could withstand the most powerful explosion. The Federal Reserve Bank. If you want not a single criminal in the world to get to your savings, it is definitely worth contacting this bank. Their security system is an entire obstacle course. This is the largest gold storage facility in the world, located in New York. About 25% of all gold reserves are located here. At the same time, 98% are owned by the central banks of 36 other countries. The main room is located at a depth of 80 feet and is surrounded by solid rocks. The entrance is blocked off by doors that weigh 90 tons. Global seed storage. Are you worried that humanity will starve in case of natural disasters? We can assure you that no one will be lost with this repository. This storage facility is located in Norway, almost near the North Pole. It can accommodate about 4.5 million different types of seeds, for which it was nicknamed the Seeds of the Doomsday Repository. It extends 293 feet deep into the mountain, and is 426 feet above sea level. Due to the constant cold, no copies will be spoiled. The bank is equipped with explosion-proof doors and airtight chambers. Everything will be fine with the reserves, even with the probability of a nuclear explosion, earthquakes, and with an increase in water levels due to global warming. Havenco. Did you know that there is a country in the world the size of a small ship? Sealand is a microscopic country that was founded in 1967 in the international waters of the North Sea, on an anti-aircraft platform left over from the Second World War. Due to the absence of firm laws, faceless nature, and a fairly safe physical location, Sealand has repeatedly become a haven for all kinds of shadow operators, ranging from a pirate radio station to the largest torrent tracker, the Pirate Bay, as well as possibly for the WikiLeaks website. However, the strangest organization that has ever graced this platform is Havenco. Sean Hastings and Ryan Lack founded Havenco in the year 2000, with the aim of providing an opportunity to work for operators of all varieties. In their own words, their goal was to create the world's first truly offshore, almost nobody's electronic data warehouse, in a place that is in a gray zone, on the border of what is permissible and illicit. Creating a data center in one of the most inaccessible places on Earth was a brilliant concept that was considered potentially revolutionary at the time. However, there was a problem. In fact, there were even a lot of problems. First of all, Sealand's legal position has always been somewhat precarious. This state has neither allies nor international recognition. Therefore, although it is very isolated and well protected by its remote location, in practice, it can be captured by any fool who can board the platform. In all seriousness though, It is likely that the only reason why it has not been attacked dozens of times is the fact that Sealand is only 12 kilometers away from the coast of England. Another difficult issue was the sad fact that the only content that the owners could not, or did not want to post anywhere else was the content that was deemed illegal. This in turn meant that sooner or later all countries on Earth would start looking at Havenco as criminals and would want to storm Sealand. Perhaps that is why, just 2 years after the founding of Havenco, Sealand quietly nationalized it, and a few years later moved all of its data centers to mainland Great Britain. Secret Archives of the Vatican. Even the most famous scientists will not be able to get into this secret library. The Secret Archives of the Vatican. This grandiose collection of the most interesting documents and artifacts not only contains history for 12 centuries, it also contains what made history. The archives are actually not as secret as the legends say. Secretum in Latin, chosen by the Vatican as the official language, means private. Nevertheless, this private archive in the most heavily fortified part of the Vatican is not very similar to a public library, especially since its catalogs are not public, and even dedicated scientists cannot get acquainted with them until they are 75 years old. The main thing in the archive is the official documentation and correspondence of the popes, along with other documents related to the Holy See. This obviously means that the archive is full of original documents that shaped history, and so people who want to access it must go through a very thorough verification procedure. In recent years, the Vatican has tried to be a little more open about its archives. It allowed journalists to take a tour of this complex, and in 2012 even held a public exhibition of selected works. Nevertheless, many secrets continue to be kept in the archives. For example, the Vatican refuses to disclose any documents dated 1939. This may mean that there are facts in the documents that speak about the cooperation of Pope Pius XII with Hitler during World War II, and that he was not an opponent of the Holocaust. This has been Pancake with you. Share your opinion about the video in the comments, give us a huge like if you enjoyed it, and don't forget to subscribe to always learn new secrets about our planet. See you soon. Pancake, everyone.